Hello, and I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome to this training. It's the first step that you can take with me to getting out of your own way. And that is a big decision. So stay tuned and you will feel better by the end of this training. Number one, when you know, like, and trust yourself, your life completely changes. When you second guess yourself and second guess all your decisions, when you worry about something you said and you wish you could take it back, when you ruminate about past relationships and past conversations and ruminate and go over conversations over and over about circumstances in the past, or when you're shape shifting so that he'll like you, when you're changing who you are so that he likes you, when you are not doing anything unless it's perfect, when you are accepting the bare minimum so that you can keep a guy, when you're dating a guy that's completely long distance and you have no plans to get together, when you're doubting yourself, overthinking, and over-functioning, life feels pretty dark and scary. I understand, I have been there. When we know how to exist in a state of knowing ourselves, liking ourselves, and trusting ourselves, we make the best decisions, we create the greatest life, and we manifest everything we desire. We move forward. So how do we do it? Because this is the place we need to know how to get to on demand. Okay, so the first step is to stop. So you know that you're hanging out and you notice that all of a sudden you're not so happy, right? You're feeling like you're anxious, like something's going to happen, or that you're depressed because you're ruminating about the past, or you're overwhelmed because your energy is scattered in so many places. What we need to do, this sounds counterintuitive, but we need to stop. We need to stop and we need to get curious with ourselves. I am going to tell you that these feelings of anxious, sad, overwhelmed, stuck, these are human. Being human is the experience we are having on earth. We are not gods. So we don't just get to float around and be happy all the time. We are human beings, and being human is to experience all the emotions: happy, excited, sad, anxious, all 27 categories of them. And we know that about half of the emotions skew positive and about half of them skew negative. We all adore having the half that are happy and joyful and excited and in flow and easeful. And we are scared to death of feeling the ones that skew negative, feel dark, feel heavy, have us shrinking in fear. So when we are shrinking in fear, what we typically do is call our therapist, we turn to medications, we look to our friends, our lovers, our family, to save us from feeling this way. Stay tuned for slide 3, because I guarantee you that's the one thing you are not doing, okay? But number one, we have to stop and get curious with ourselves. We have to notice how, what we actually do. And because that's my job, is to notice what we do, I'll tell you what we do. When we feel these heavy feelings, we typically start focusing on how I don't want to feel like this. We need to push through, knock it off, get over it. These are the things we say to ourselves, right? And when we say those things, it keeps getting darker and darker inside our heads. And then what we do is, not only are we feeling these feelings, we tell ourselves to knock it off, and then we criticize ourselves for being like this. We say, you shouldn't feel this way. You've been here before. You know that you shouldn't feel this way. You should take a break and meditate, and you should journal. And then we get really shitty to ourselves, right? So in order to start getting relief right now, take a few deep breaths and stop. Give yourself a bit of time and space. If 15 minutes is all you can afford right now, that's all you have, okay? So get curious with yourself and tell yourself the truth. Get out a pen and paper, title it, "Why am I feeling blah?" Write it all out, okay? Write it all out. No one's going to read it but you. Be your bitchiest, most rebellious teenager and get it all out on paper. He said blah, blah, blah. She said blah, blah, blah. I hate everybody. It's okay. Nobody's going to read it but you. But I promise you, it's that inner little girl that needs to get all this shit out, okay? So this begins the letting go process. Give yourself permission to get curious about what is actually bothering you. When it's running in our heads, we're not getting to the root of it. We have to write it down. Be honest with you, okay? You are the one who is with you every day. So if we are not being honest with ourselves, how can we let go of it? Okay, that's number one. Number two. Once you write it down, and as you're writing it down, even if it's in 15 minutes, you're being honest and it's going to hurt. So you might cry and you might feel some really heavy feelings. I promise you, feelings are like clouds in the sky. They come and they go. Okay. So it's okay to feel the feelings. And this is where I help, where my coaching helps, to teach you how to feel your feelings without piling on judgment about how you shouldn't and without beating yourself up, okay? But for now, I promise you they will pass. If they don't, you can always call me, okay? So we live with ourselves every day, and we have the power to change our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. We do. This is within our power, I promise you. So when you write this down, it's a come to Jesus. It allows you to get clear on what you're feeling. Give your feelings space by writing them down and looking at them somewhere outside of your brain. When they're in our brain, it's just so heavy, okay? It's okay to cry. It's okay to notice lumps in your throat. Feelings are actually simply sensations in the body that are meant to be felt. They are nature's alarm system that tells you that you're not well. They don't go away until we offer them space. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the reason we keep moving through these cycles and have such highs and lows is because we have a belief that we're not supposed to feel this way. And we resist looking at and accepting our truth. We think we are supposed to be happy all the time. Dude, I always thought that. And then to add like the Prozac commercials, we definitely think we're supposed to be happy all the time. We're not. We're humans. We have feelings, all of them. Okay. All right. So write it down, feel the feelings. If you need to cry, cry. Set a timer on your phone. 15 minutes. That's all you're giving yourself to cry. Put it in your calendar. Schedule it for later today. If you don't have 15 minutes now, do it tonight at 8 p.m. Sit down, write it out, feel your feelings, give yourself a hug, and go to bed, okay? But the next thing, this is the next step that I guarantee you're not doing. Be gentle with yourself. You are your greatest asset. You are the main character. You will notice how your list includes more than one negative thing. And it's because negative thoughts beget negative feelings. Misery loves company. Negative emotions attract more negative and more evidence that life gives you lemons, okay? It's called horribilizing. It may start with my ex-husband said this, and then my mom did this, and then my best friend did this, and life is so hard. I never get a break. My job sucks. My friends aren't there for me. I have no friends. Why me? Okay, that's how it goes when we horribilize, when we write down our, as Brene Brown calls that, step number one, shitty first draft. Get it all out. Channel your inner little girl, okay? Who's really wants to be heard. After you write your rant, all the things that are bothering with you and feel your feelings, this step I guarantee you're not doing. You likely look at your list of grievances and bargain with yourself. If only he would act differently, or What if he's right and I'm wrong? Maybe I made a mistake. So you bargain with yourself, you challenge yourself, you second guess yourself, or worse, you judge yourself for feeling this way. And the whole cycle begins again and continues. The whole rumination misery cycle. The number one way to get out of this cycle is, and move forward, is to be gentle with yourself, like you would a hurt pet or a small child. Be gentle. It sounds like this. Of course, I feel this way. Anyone in my position would feel this way. Of course, this happened. Of course, I think this. It all makes sense. So this is showing compassion with you, gentleness. Of course, this is happening. You are being your own ally, not hating on yourself, okay? Anyone in my position would feel the same way. Yeah, they would. Likely they would. We're humans. And if things are not going well, we feel a certain way. So be gentle with yourself as you feel hard feelings. Okay. Give yourself some time being gentle. Okay. Through compassion, this is the number one way to start changing the way you're showing up, is by being compassionate with yourself. So through compassion, you will become your own ally. When you comfort yourself, you allow yourself space to be here in this moment, feeling your feelings, present, and choosing to offer yourself kindness and softness instead of cruelty and beating yourself up. Compassion helps you realize you are not alone. You have a lot on your plate and feelings are normal. When we are gentle, kind, and loving with ourselves, we start to see possibility. What one thing, whether it's a walk around the block, sitting outside petting your dog, a good cry, a hot bath, a Spotify playlist, a quick meditation, coloring, drawing, painting, a long run, what one thing might help you feel better right now? And then you give it to yourself because you are worth it. You are worthy of being comforted. Okay. So choose one thing to do right now for yourself. Only you. Can be small. Paint your nails. Okay. But it's something you're doing to take care of yourself because you are sad. You would do this for your best friend. You would do it for your child. You would do it for a dog you saw get hit on the street by a car. Why not do it for yourself? So choose one small action right now. Maybe you go to bed early. Okay. Something kind for you. Here's the deal. We have two possibilities here. We can continue to make ourselves the problem, or we can become the solution. Compassion breeds possibility. So when we're being gentle with ourselves and kind to ourselves, we see that we have options. We can stay stuck, or we can try one thing that might help us feel better. And then we can do another thing, pick another thing tomorrow that might help you feel better. When we identify as the problem, we get stuck and we don't see a way out. When we decide to be the solution, we find options. One last decision to make before moving on is, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. Even if you're in the middle of a shitstorm, decide, I am supposed to be here. There is always darkness before light. The sun, the moon is out before the sun. Tide is high before it's low. There's always darkness before there's light. It's 50-50. So from this place of compassion, you can choose a new way of being, a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling, and a new way of acting. Check out my website, kusalacoaching.com, or ping me in Messenger to see how I teach integration so that you can find more joy, more ease, more calm, more certainty, and possibility in your life. The other thing that I do is create community. And if you choose to coach with me, you will find a community of women who are all learning how to be kind and gentle and loving with themselves so that they can move forward. When we beat ourselves up, we stay stuck 100% of the time. That's how it works. So kindness, gentleness, compassion, humor, fun, watch a comedy, right? Okay, that's all I have for you today. This is how, join my Facebook group at Love Yourself, Find Your Person. Email me at jamie@kusalacoaching.com. The website is Kusala Coaching. You can messenger me at Kusala Coaching at Jamie McGinnis, or with Jamie McGinnis. Take care and have a good day.